All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on another reason why a lot of people don't like to read Hebrews, the 8th chapter, right? And it's because that it mentions in this chapter that the Israelites are going to receive forgiveness. So let me quickly read through it. This is Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. So what that's showing is that the laws are going to be put inside the mind of every single Israelite, that when that happens, that from the greatest Israelite to the least Israelite, they're not going to have to teach another Israelite about the law. And who are going to be some of the greatest Israelites? Those that are part of the 144,000, right? The 12 disciples that come back in the reincarnation, they're going to be part of those greatest. And all of those members that are going to be of the elect, they're going to be some of those that are also of the greatest, right? Regarding how they're going to receive the new covenant, the first go round, to where they don't receive it, to everlasting shame and contempt, right? But the least are going to be those that get destroyed and come back again through reincarnation. Now, let me quickly go and show why I'm saying that. I don't want to make this lesson long, because it's a topic that can really be covered fairly quickly if I speed up a bit. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. In fact, in Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, which the people are the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So this is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting shame and contempt. So certain Israelites are gonna be killed according to Revelation 20 and 4. But those are the ones of the elect. But there's going to be a whole nother multitude of Israelites that are going to die, that was being wicked. And the ones that was of the elect that might die, they're going to arise from their death to everlasting life. But the ones that was being wicked, they're going to arise to everlasting shame and contempt, because all Israelites are going to receive the new covenant, right? Both small and great. But the difference is the way in which you receive it, because you don't want to receive it with embarrassment. You don't want to receive it and be embarrassed. And what I can compare what this is going to be like receiving, and when all the Israelites receive the covenant, the only thing I can think of in my head right now to compare it to, I was thinking about it before I started doing the lesson, is how Joseph, right? How Joseph was sold into Egypt. But then when he realized why that was the case, he ended up saying to his brothers, don't worry that you did that. And that's the same way how the wicked Israelites are towards the good Israelites, man, because they've been set up as an enemy against those Israelites that are going to receive it right now, right? But what did Joseph say to them when he received it? He said, yeah, Yahweh made it be this way, just like how Yahweh made it be this way for them Israelites, for the Israelites that are against the elect, to be against them. But they're going to still receive it also. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 25. If I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. So now this is where some Christian will say, see, that's saying that Gentiles can make it, verse 26, and so all Israel shall be saved. So what that's letting you know is that the Gentiles that it's referring to in this case are Israelites that are following after Gentile customs and Gentile ways and having a Gentile state of mind, just like you can clearly see in this world right now, that there's several people that aren't technically part of the country or the part of the nationality that they're living in, but they try and follow after those ways more than the people that it actually belongs to, man. Like with a lot of these Jamaicans, tribe of Benjamin, when that Queen Jubilee thing happened this year, They was wearing the Union Jack flag and rocking them Union Jack hats and jackets way more than some Edomites were, man. Verse 26 again, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. So it mentions Gentiles in verse 25, but in the verse 26 it mentions all Israel being saved. I mentioned Zion, the deliverer coming to take away ungodliness from Jacob. So it's clearly letting you know that these Gentiles that it's mentioning here are Israelites. Verse 27, for this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. And I already read that in Hebrews chapter 8 to verse 8 to verse Hebrews chapter 8 verse 8 to verse 12. Now let me quickly go to 2nd Ezra 9 and show something from here as well. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9. Then shall be in pitiful case, which this is talking about when the day of Yahweh's wrath comes. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast away them despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their lives have received benefits and have not known me. So that's talking about Israelites that was receiving the goods of this world, or thought that they was, but didn't know Yahweh. Verse 11, and they that have loathed my laws, and they that have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, right? Which is Israelites, because the only one that's got a place of repentance is the house of Israel, because Yahweh came to die for them, to give them a grace period to get right, so that when he returned the second time, they could go with him where he was going to go, and they could receive what he planned to give them, right? Understood not, but despised it not. The same must know it after death by pain. So what are they going to know? They're going to know Yahweh's laws, right? They're going to know Yahweh's way. Let me read verse 11 again. And they that have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty. So they're going to be under the covenant anyway. And when the yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. So the day is going to come where they don't loathe the law anymore, because they're going to be under the new covenant. And there's not going to be a need, according to Hebrews 8 and 11, for another Israelite to tell another Israelite to keep God's laws, because they're all going to keep it. And when a yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. So that's it, man. That's the lesson. Like all Israelites are going to receive the covenant anyway, but it's going to be in different ways, and some's going to receive it with shame, and some's going to receive it with glory. And on that note, I'm going to say shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.